Hey everyone! HBO has finally dropped the official Season 7 trailer, and it's spectacular. Without wasting any time, let's break it down. So careful for spoilers, and let's get started. The trailer begins with Cersei walking somewhere in King's Landing. She knows that they are surrounded by enemies. As she further continues to elaborate, a different faction of her enemies are shown as per the respective directions. Enemies to the east, Grey Worm leading Dany's army. Enemies to the west, a Greyjoy ship. If you observe carefully, you can see the Kraken sigil. Enemies to the south, a sword being sharpened by someone. Enemies to the north, Arya riding a horse. Don't forget that Cersei is on a list of people whom Arya wants to kill. Cersei is now more dangerous than ever. She is determined to defeat all her enemies. "We're the last Lannisters," she tells Jaime, except they're not. Flash to Tyrion, who is watching one of Dany's dragons take flight. A voice from Cersei, the last ones who count. Dany arrives at Dragonstone, the old stronghold of Stannis. Dragonstone is the perfect location for Dany to plan her attack, but it also has a greater significance for the Dragon Queen. It's where her conquering ancestors first landed their dragons centuries before the series began, which could be a good precedent for her own ambitions. And also, this is where she was born following the rebellion that removed her family from power. She may not have those memories because she was only an infant at the time, and the Targaryen loyalists had to flee the island so that they could keep her safe from the wrath of King Robert. Dany, sitting on her throne at Dragonstone, she is determined to conquer and rule the Seven Kingdoms. Without a doubt, the Lannister sigil on the archway confirms that Dany's soldiers are taking Casterly Rock. It's actually Tyrion who planned this attack. He knows the strengths and weaknesses of Casterly Rock better than anyone. When Tyrion was a young man, Tywin put him in charge of all the drains in Casterly Rock. Tyrion talked about how he got them all unclogged and flowing perfectly. Now, drains are one of the castle's weaknesses. Tyrion knows every drain in Casterly Rock. Now he is using his knowledge to take his home. A bunch of people yell, "The King in the North," around Jon. Sansa and Brienne are also present there, so it could be inside Winterfell Court Castle. Littlefinger pits Sansa against Jon. He says, "Your fathers and brothers are gone, yet here you stand, last best hope, against the coming storm." He basically wants Sansa to stand against Jon and take over Winterfell. Also, I believe he scares her about the arrival of Dany, and he carefully manipulates her that the only way to survive is by joining with him. Now, Sansa might have disagreements with Jon, but she won't turn on him. She understands the game, and she will handle Littlefinger more maturely. The Snowy Gate is maybe at the wall. According to a leaked plot, Euron and Cersei will team up to stop Dany. Assuming Euron has built some ships, he becomes the logical choice to engage Dany at sea. It's to his advantage to do it before she lands in Westeros. So it could be Euron's men who are attacking the ship. Euron will take Yara as prisoner, and Theon will narrowly escape. He looks scared. Why wouldn't he be? After all, he went through some rough stuff. It would be very boring if he got caught again as a prisoner, and his storyline will become redundant. So Yara will be imprisoned. Melisandre is at Dragonstone, and she is looking over a wall. In the Season 6 finale, Jon banished her for burning the little princess alive, so she could have gone there to live peacefully. The flames always guided her. She seems to believe Jon is the chosen one. Or did she actually settle for Dany? She might be aware of the fact that many red priests and priestesses support Dany. After all, she is the personification of fire, and she is the mother of dragons. Since Jon and Sir Davos are coming to Dragonstone, I'm curious to see how Davos would react if he saw Melisandre again. People in the north, running from something. It's safe to assume that the threat is White Walkers. Arya is camping in the north. Looks very chilly, and she's headed home. In the north of the wall, Team Jon in a circle in the snow about to be attacked by White Walkers. Most of the noble houses don't believe anything about the White Walkers. They generally dismiss it as stories for children. Jon needs something to prove the threat is real and convince them to unite for the Great War. So he and a bunch of people go north of the wall to capture a White for proof. Littlefinger lurking in the shadows, which is very creepy. Dothraki on horses, fighting in Westeros. Davos, probably in his first meeting with Dany, says, "If we don't put aside our enmities and bound together, we will die." And then, it doesn't matter whose skeleton is on the Iron Throne. This is him explaining to Danny about the threat of the army of the dead. The mountain got a new armor, and he looks scary as ever. People running down steps in a cave. Jon beating up on Littlefinger. This shot kind of reminded me of a scene from Season 1 in which Ned Stark attacks Littlefinger. Anyway, Jon knows he is dangerous. I guess he is warning him not to mess around with Sansa while he is gone. Arya looking under something in Winterfell. She is probably refreshing her memories, or it could be totally something else. A very creepy hand. Maybe Jorah's with progressed grayscale reaching through a door. Or maybe a white captured by Team Jon. Melisandre ripping open Grey Worm's shirt. However, we know that the Unsullied are castrated. It looks like Yara and Ellaria are going to steam up this season, or maybe Jon and Danny. Someone knocking over a lion piece on the war map. Probably this is the scene in which they plan to attack Casterly Rock. 2 people diving into the water to avoid dragon's fire. One of Danny's dragons flies over her army. And finally, Jon's voiceover. The Great War is here. Overall, this is a spectacular trailer. Sam and Bran are some of the important characters that are missing. So that's all. Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like and share this video, and don't forget to subscribe.